I got it in the camera. Stand back now, Dave. Don't get on that. Stand right next to the wall. Stand right where you can see it. Isn't that neat, Dave?
Yeah. How come you can't see it?
Way to go, Margaret! Come on, Margaret! How big is this? A toasty, Margaret! Margaret! Walk on the red carpet! Margaret!
Who wants one?
Huh? I know. I like this. Hey, did you get a cigarette? Yeah. What? Oh no. You already bought me one. Well, every time I get there, yeah, I think something different every time I go. If I did, I used to go to the what do you mean I've never had it? I normally give her 2 years. Please don't. That's great to see that. Birthday, dear Margaret. Happy birthday to you. You're going to have to get that one. Whoa! There we go. Right now. Give me a finger. Is that one of those cameras?
That's them good guys.
I don't say nothing.
That's them good guy, and they keep coming back.
Okay.
Your birthday rolls around. I'll finish you invited tonight. Decided we would celebrate one more birthday with you. Happy birthday, Margaret.
Thank you. That's sweet. Thank you very much.
They were supposed to be longer. They melted into the cake. Those were urgent taps on the door, you know.
You know what you were watching?
Yes.
Can you see what it says?
Can you see what it says, Margaret?
No.
Should we turn it around so she can?
No. You're how old? I can tell. We don't say that word, do we, Landon? Oh, this is very nice. I really appreciate this, and thank you all very much. Okay, thank you. This will go in my scrapbook.
Like an ace on it.
That was it.
You're
You're how old? And the little critters are laughing.
And so, once you get all the candles out, you could try and cut the cake and serve us some dessert.
All right.
Just little things like
Candles. Some of the pictures that were actually
This was great. I could sit here and
Thank you.
Somebody want to get a picture of
I'll cut this stamp for you, you and Jerry.
Minnie doesn't do this now.
Patty.
I've never seen it. That's look. Smile.
I understand.
Eat it now.
Now they have four, so.
We got it well under control.
I like one.
Why don't I, here, why don't...
By your mouth.
There's no speed on it. Okay, like this? Yeah. Okay.
Now
Okay.
take 3 steps back.
Right, right. Fall backwards, okay. Maybe we'll get this started. Is this going to be fine? Everybody's supposed like this? You two, the professionals over here with this microphone. Start off right now while you all are still having your dessert because Margaret does have Margaret and Jack and her sister and brother-in-law have the opportunity to take a limousine ride this evening. So, and I would like to have certain ones participate in this program, so we'll start now. Margaret, we're here tonight to celebrate, to help you celebrate the Margaret, we're here tonight occasion of your retirement from work and the beginning of your leisure hours of hobby and relaxation. Briefly reviewing your 21 years and 10 months, Margaret started working for the company, which was called Intercounty, back in September of 1966 as an information operator for the fabulous wage of $1.26. Times have changed, haven't they? Here is a copy that I have for you that I thought you'd like to have of the agreement back in 1966 with the wages. Okay, when Margaret filled out her application for employment, she was interviewed by Mr. Chase. In the course of the interview, he asked her age, which was 42. He said the age limit is 40, so she had one strike against her, but this didn't discourage her. Since Margaret had a secretarial background, he started the interview by asking what was her typing speed, how fast you could take dictation, etc. Margaret, realizing that he was interviewing her for a secretarial position, she informed him that she was not applying for a secretary's position, but wanted to be a telephone operator. Grabbing his head in surprise, he said, "May I ask why?" Margaret said, "Because I've never did anything like that before, and I'd like to try it." He was so shook that within a 15-minute interview, the hiring age was dropped by 2 years. And, you guessed it, Margaret was hired. And I might add, his decision proved to be right, because 6 operators were hired that day, and need I say any more? Margaret Gill is the only one left. Margaret worked up very fast up the ladder. She was hired in 1966 and became an operator. In 1967, she became an operator clerk. In 1968, she was a relief service assistant. In 1969, she became an assistant chief operator, which is now called the operator services supervisor. And that is her existing title with which she leads us. Now, Margaret, because of your retirement here, and because you are now considered a senior citizen, I have a profile for you of a senior citizen. Margaret, you were the one who was here before the pill and the population explosion. You were here before television, penicillin, polio shots, antibiotics, and the frisbee. Before frozen food, nylon, Dacron, Xerox, radar, fluorescent lights, credit cards, and the ballpoint pen. For you, time-sharing meant togetherness, not computers. A chip meant a piece of wood. Hardware meant hardware, and software isn't a word. Co-eds never wore slacks. You were here before pantyhose, drip-dry clothes, before ice makers and dishwashers, clothes dryers, freezers, and electric blankets. Before Hawaii and Alaska became states. Before men wore long hair and earrings and women wore tuxedos. You were here before Leonard Bernstein, yogurt, Van Lander's plastic, and 40-hour weeks was the minimum wage. You got married first, then lived together. Boy, are you old. Closets were for clothes, not coming out of. Bunnies were for small rabbits, and rabbits were not Volkswagens. You were here before Grandma Moses, Frank Sinatra, and cup rising for bras. Dear, are you old. Girls wore Peter Pan collars and thought cleavage was something butchers did. You were here before Batman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and Snoopy. Now we all know you're really old. You were here before DDT, vitamin pills, disposable diapers, before instant coffee, decaffeinated anything, and McDonald's were all unheard of. You thought fast food was what you ate during Lent. You were here before Boy George and Conchita Banana, before radios, tape recorders, electronic typewriters, word processors, Muzak, electric music, disco dancing, today's senior citizen, a hearty gal when you think of it, and how the world has changed and adjustments you have had to make. That's your profile. Now, it's time to tell the truth. Your coworkers have a little something to say. Okay, the first one I'd like to call on is Mary Butler. You can talk from there, Mary.
I can work together for a while. You know, way back, you've handled waiting rooms. And you know, for a long time, you handled it wrong. Mr. Weston here.
That's all right, Robert, you're retiring.
I'm glad. When you went to the roof, a rate. Boy, then people were really glad to get you. Because you never charged them another line charge. Or is that half of the charge? Poor thing. Anyway, keep on a bargain. Right, they were glad to get Margaret. Any customer was. Okay, so from that, but I do want to say, Margaret, in the short time that I have worked with you, I've enjoyed it very much. Thank you. Now, I believe Violet McConnell, too.
Oh, well, you became an instructor for DA operator. That was great. It opened new doors for you. You did so well. In fact, you condensed the 40-hour week into 4 hours. Our new students went for lunch and never came back. After that, it didn't take you long to figure out the students were supposed to stay and work. So we don't train operators for other jobs. So I just want to say it was nice working with you. This little antidote. Now Lou's got something to say.
Oh, boy.
You know, Margaret, there were times when you were really nice. For instance, the time you and Sandy went to Leesburg. You remember that?
Yeah, that was a nice trip.
I guess it was. You remember the company rule where we couldn't smoke in the car if one smoked and the other one didn't, we couldn't smoke?
That's right.
Well, Sandy, being the smoker she is, she lit up one, didn't she?
Yes.
What happened to you? You remember what you done?
I lit up one.
But she failed to tell you that she lit the wrong end.
All the good.
You're such a nice
I'm reading somebody else's words, so don't hold it against me.
Okay, now this is in regard to your attendance, which apparently was pretty good. But if you had to meet someone, that was a different story. It was a lunch or a party, it made no difference. We waited and waited and waited for you. And if you remember, a case in point, it was last Christmas, your Christmas party at the Mariners Inn. Half of your people, everyone was there, only in separate rooms. Half waited in the lounge while the other half waited at the table. After about 2 hours, Beverly got worried and went to call, and she found you and half the party having a ball in the lounge. Okay, now Liz Bailey has something to say.
Margaret's kind of taken me under her wing, but I have to tell a couple of tales on her. You know, we went to luncheon for Sandy. We went to the Olive Garden. Everybody was there. Now, Margaret only lives down the street. That's all. She was late. She couldn't find a place. And then she really hurt our feelings. The last day, we threw a big office party for her. I mean, we fixed that room up. We took movies. We pampered her. We
Right after this job was assigned to me, Margaret gave me a list of her favorite hours. And it says here on the weekdays that her first choice is 9 to 6, then 8 to 5. Her next to the last choice would be 4 to midnight, and then 6 to 3 is her least favorite hours for the weekdays. On weekends, she likes 11 to 7. Her least favorite hours is 4 to midnight, and then she prefers the 6 to 2. She wants her days off together, and she prefers to be off on Monday. Our hours are rotated each week. One week we have a week of days, then a week of nights, and back to a week of days. Supervisors fill out requests for days off and use the same one that the operators do. And each schedule sheet has 4 weeks on it. I'd spent hours working on the 4-week schedule that had Margaret's last day on it, but had finally completed it. Much to Margaret's dismay, she was scheduled to work a 2 to 10 her last day. But she did con Mary Butler into a 9 to 6. Imagine my surprise when I opened the book and found this request from Margaret Gill dated June 24th, 1988. It says, and I quote, "This is to request Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's off. Please, signed Margaret Gill." In red, I answered it, and I quote, "Denied. 2 days on one request. Please, one request per schedule sheet. Thank you," and I signed it and put it back in the book. Well, Margaret, after much thought and many more hours of juggling, I have managed to finish the schedule out through the end of 1987. And here it is. 88, I'm sorry. 88.
Did I get them all?
Right away, let me explain a few things for you. Since you are of retirement age and your eyes are starting to fail, I highlighted your schedule in red, and I also colored in the 7:30 to 4:30 week. Right away, you can see that Chris Kewen had to give up her retirement and return to work so that you could have the holidays you requested. Now, not only did you get those holidays, but you also you're scheduled off on holidays like Canada Day, Friendship Day, Grandparents' Day, Sweetest Day, Mother-in-Law Day, Boss Day, Citizenship Day. Now, those are just to name a very few. Actually, there's 22 more holidays the rest of this year. Also, and that's not all, you're also scheduled off every Saturday and every Sunday through 1988. Due to all your holidays and weekends off, it was necessary for me to cancel the vacation through the end of this year. We supervisors are very upset that we don't get as many holidays off as you, and also we have to work weekends. And we had our vacations taken away. So, we have vowed not to change any days off with you or change hours. That means you have to work your own 6 to 3s and your own 4 to midnight. Now, there was an advantage to making this schedule this early. The other supervisors didn't know about it, so they didn't put their request in. The only request I had to work with was just yours, and this was a big help. In closing, I would like to point out that at least once on each week or each sheet of that schedule, you are scheduled to 7:30 to 4:30 with all the responsibility that shift carries. In 1989, if I can be of help to you, arranging your schedule, please let me know.
Thank you for my scrapbook.
Mark,
That's great.
would you like to also come up here, please?
I was one of the last people that Gill trained in their classes for an operator, and we thought we should get another viewpoint of the situation. And the reason why I came back from my lunch was calling with Gill. It was Gill is here. And when she would always come by us, don't hit the cue.
Yes, yes, yes.
Are you using your phrase correctly? Everybody was scared of Miss Gill. Everybody has this image of Miss Gill as being the most perfect, together person. Never, ever had anything out of place ever. We had this vision of her walking on water. But you know, this image of mine came to a shattering halt. One day, I couldn't use Gill's car.
Why?
This is gonna be good.
Now, her children are here that can back me up on this. So I'm not adding to this at all. You know, when your supervisor tells you to treat your equipment well, God would not have put something on the hood of his car and spray painted around it. God would not have let the dashboard of his car turn 15 shades of black. Just Gill, just like to say, it was a real pleasure to clean your car. Thank you very much.
As well as the company as a whole, and saying thank you for your years of dedicated service. I know you will miss us, and we hope you'll miss us a little too. The office will never be the same without your presence. We all wish you the very best in your new life of retirement. And now I'm happy to present to you two things, one of which will be your new ID for you to be able to go into our building, and the other will be the gift that you wanted as a check. Thank you, Judy. You're quite welcome. And Mr. West, please.
Get over here with Margaret. You know, Margaret, you really owe a lot to these co-workers of yours and your associates and supervisors, because they kept all of these wonderful things about you a secret when I was working. See, I had this idea, like this young man over here did, you know, perfection. And I have to wait till you retire to find out. It's really nice to be, in a sense, back home after Annabelle and me. I kind of feel like I've got a home with this group, and it's always good to come back and see it, especially for these kind of events. So why don't you stand up here so all these people can see you while we do this. On behalf of the officers and the directors of United, I want to say thank you so much for all of your years of marvelous and devoted service, in spite of what we said here tonight. And we wish you, Jack, and your family all the best, and we want to be sure that you come back regularly and come to the retiree get-together, so we'll continue to see a lot of you, and we look forward to you. Now that you got a little more time to come up to Altamont and see us too. We all love you, you know that tonight. We see all this love here and appreciation, and we're just happy to be part of this.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Margaret, just one more thing, well, two more things actually. One, since you're leaving, maybe you would like us to tell us the story about a bra that was passed around. So that rumors won't get started. Something about a bra. Well, here, I'll read you this poem, and you think about it, and then maybe you'll have a comment or two, maybe not. And here's your poem dedicated to you, Margaret. and may you in your retirement years remember with fondness your associates and peers. Now, if you'd like to have anything to say, if not, why don't you just go right ahead and open up your gift.
I have something to say.
The not so solid partner.
We're in trouble now.
I, first of all, want to thank you all for coming tonight and making this night so special. I first want to thank a group of operators who put on a fantastic office party last Wednesday. And I'd like for them to either stand if they can or raise their hand. Carol Whaley. And another had a little dog that was hurt and was in surgery. So, under those circumstances, the effort was very much appreciated. I was going to introduce my family to a unique group of but they've already done that for me. But nevertheless, I want to acknowledge Lynn Bailey and her husband Dick, Mary Butler and her husband Ralph. Will you want to stand or raise your hand? We are. Okay. Sandy Daughtry and Steve, Violet McConnell and Matt, Chris Kuhn, who retired a month ago, Eleanor Hardy, a very dear friend. Eartha Brown couldn't be here because she's attending a reunion, and Eleanor Houston is manning the office tonight. Okay, I'd like to acknowledge our clerk, Virginia Watkins, and Linda Browning. Thank you for all your help being here. Now, I'd like to introduce our night operators. And these people, these operators are very, very special. They're unique. They have talent. The night operators, most of them are going to work about the time you all are going to bed. I want to introduce Lee Copeland, Sandy Ward. These two girls really do cross-stitch that you wouldn't believe. I want to introduce Lisa Brand and my good buddy, Reed Frank. Reed Frank and I started about the same time, and she reminded me the other day that when we started, we decided, we'll stay 5 years. 5 years is a good time. Well, 5 years came, and we talked one night, and we decided, we'll stay 10 years. So the 10 years came. About that time, the company started giving little bracelets and little charms, and they had rubies and emeralds and diamonds, so we figured we'll stay a little longer and collect some of those. And here we are 21 years later with a nice collection of rubies and emeralds and diamonds. I'd also like to introduce our day operators. You have a lot of talent in that office. You have one of the best musicians, music teachers in the city of Fort Myers, Elaine Estrom and David. Okay, and you may not know it, there's a very unusual lady here tonight. This lady speaks 4 languages. She speaks Italian, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. I want to introduce Eva Pieri, our most happiest, most active retiree, and we sort of call her the Queen Mother because she attends the events and lends support and is a very happy person. Zoe Smith, please. I want to introduce one of the nicest boss I've ever worked for, Dee Odell. I know you appreciate arts and crafts, you know, and really have an appreciation for it, right? Yes. So I made you a little bit of something for you all.
Oh, nice.
And I hope that you will share it with the operators. And I just want to leave you with thanks for everybody. I've enjoyed the evening. I've enjoyed working with all of you.
Thank you.
wrap this, Margaret?
Just pour up the painting.
Painting to get it wrapped in.
I'll try and put it together.